Main challenges in FMCG. As said previously, here we're going to be discussing just the challenges that are facing the FMCG branded products. So first of all, obviously, this is the brand awareness, and for apparent reasons, it should be a positive brand that has a strong connotation and emotional message to the target group. Then something which has to go hand in hand is the reach. So if you have a brand but you don't have the reach, you are not selling. By reach, we mean basically that your product is available in shops or in channels that the customer is willing to buy from. And this is measured through weighted and numeric distribution. The next three things are connected with the fact that you're selling over many channels, and what you want to have is for sure a strategy that is somehow consistent across many channels. And this implies for sure managing the prices, but also managing the customer experience, especially when you're selling through channels you are not controlling. So as a FMCG producer, you want the guy to have roughly the same experience with your product when he's buying it in a modern retail chain and also in e-commerce and in a wholesale surrounding. The other thing you have to look at is the product life cycle. Products have the tendency to die at some point, so you have to somehow keep it alive and evolve it in order to preserve the what you have invested in the brand and also be able to generate a positive cash flow for a longer time. Spreading beyond original target group is also key into growing your business. By this we mean basically using your brand and selling other products. So you have a very good example of Nike, who has been spreading not only to the sports guy but also people who have some interest in fitness. Another very good example is the Kinder Bueno, which is a product dedicated to the kids, but they try to sell it also to the grown-ups. Leveraging the brand is connected with the subject we have mentioned. So if you have a strong brand, you can spread into new groups or even new businesses connected with the original brand. Efficiency of marketing activities is of huge importance in a FMCG, as you are spending a lot of money on building the brand, sending the message across the channels where you are selling, and trying to build the customer experience. So if you are able to measure this and send the money in the right direction, you're able to have a competitive advantage over other brands. So this is something that the FMCG branded producers have to specialize and have to be extremely good. Seasonality is impacting many of the businesses, especially that this is something beyond your control. So always have to look at this and try to somehow deal with it. So a very good example is what the beer producers do. So they have a seasonality coming from the weather. So in the winter they are selling less. So they do a lot of things that are trying to boost the demand for the beer in the winter. And last but not least, the life cycle of your target groups. So if you're very strong among a certain target group and they're changing their way of living, then you might be faced with the fact that you have to either change your brand or the product or move to totally different group of customers. Now let's move on to modeling in Excel, our wonderful FMCG business model.